Yeah, this is not a good look, but this is what the business side of content creation actually looks like when the gloves come off. No emotions, no loyalty, just numbers. Over the past few weeks, we've gotten a much clearer picture of how DJ Vlad structures his operation, specifically how he compensates the personalities who keep his platform running. We already knew Vlad paid his guests for interviews. Now we're starting to find out exactly what those figures looked like for some of his biggest names. And in the span of just 2 weeks, Vlad has lost two of his most consistent draws, Boosie and Ari Spears. Both men felt their contribution to the platform had outgrown their pay. Both asked for more. Vlad didn't say yes, and now neither of them will be appearing on VladTV going forward. So the question becomes, how do you replace that? How do you recover the views, the engagement, and the revenue that those two names were generating? There are really only two realistic paths forward. You either bring in new talent and hope they connect with the audience fast enough to fill that gap, or you go back and revisit someone you previously cut off. Which brings us to the news that's going to surprise a lot of people. Charleston White is coming back to VladTV. Sometime in the next couple of weeks, he'll be making his return to the platform. Now, if you've been following this space for a while, you know exactly why that's a significant development. DJ Vlad had taken a firm stance against platforming Charleston White, and that stance was built on two separate issues. The first was Boosie. Boosie personally asked Vlad, as a friend, to keep Charleston White off the platform. That was a loyalty call, and Vlad honored it for as long as that friendship held. The second was more personal. Charleston White had made some particularly harsh comments directed at Vlad and his family, the kind of remarks that Vlad made clear he wasn't willing to simply move past. He took a public position that Charleston White needed to be held accountable, that you couldn't keep allowing someone to say those kinds of things and then continue giving them a stage to stand on.
Yeah, he probably needs it right now. Shout out, Charleston White, you wouldn't do?
The Charleston White thing is tied to my relationship with Boosie. So
that's fair.
Right. And at the end of the day, you know, you try not to pick sides, but sometimes you have to pick sides.
Yeah.
And I've done 2 interviews with Charleston, but then Charleston started going off the deep end.
I saw Charleston just do a video talking about Asian babies.
Yeah.
And like how they should be like sodomized and killed. Right. And I was like, I could never have that dude on my shit. Like, I know, like, he's like the real life Uncle Ruckus. He's funny, like, if you're just scrolling and you're like, but there's just certain shit that, like, if you're the type of person to publicly say that shit, like, I'm good. Like,
yeah, he said, you know, I remember when I said what I said, he's like, he hopes my kids die and all this type of stuff. Like he just, you know, and he was talking about, and Boosie was like, yo, man, this dude's talking about my kids. Like, you know,
at the end of the day, you guys have a friendship and a business relationship.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
It's not worth fucking with.
And that's the, like, if you look at all the people I've had beef with over the years. Have you ever heard me talking about someone's kids, someone's parents, like people's loved ones? I've always stayed just at them.
Yeah, and pretty fact driven.
If I have a problem with you, I'm gonna deal with you.
You're tweeting, man. You be the flaming motherfuckers up on Twitter.
Have a mountain of foul things said to us every day for I've been dealing with this for decades now. Every day someone says something disgusting to me. But never do I say, fuck your baby, fuck your daughter. I'll slap your son in the face when I see him. I'll fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll rape a child because I'm mad at you. Like you know what I mean? Like at some point you gotta say, this is not okay. And I'm not going to get behind a person that's willing to say stuff like this when they get angry.
Well.
And there it is. The moment Boosie is out of the picture, that personal commitment Vlad made evaporates along with the friendship. Charleston White posted the text exchange publicly just this morning. According to the messages, Vlad reached out last Wednesday with a direct and telling message. It's Vlad. Let's lock in the interview. Perfect time. Charleston responded, asking for available dates and times, and then posted in his caption that the two of them had actually been in discussions about sitting down together long before any of this recent drama unfolded. He noted it would be their first interview together in 4 years. The comments came in fast. Someone told Charleston he should be asking for at least $40,000 given the circumstances. His response was straightforward. He said his rate doesn't go up just to take advantage of a situation. $10,000 is his standard price, and that's what it stays. Another commenter made it plain, saying this is exactly why Vlad rubs people the wrong way. Going back to someone who openly disliked you the moment they became useful isn't a good look. Charleston pushed back, saying the conversations predated all of these recent fallouts. And look, maybe that's partially true. Maybe they had floated the idea of an interview at some point before all of this blew up. But here's what's impossible to ignore. The timing of when Vlad actually sent that text matters. Right in the middle of his public falling out with Boosie, that's the moment he chooses to reach out and lock things in. And the exact words he used, perfect time, say everything you need to know.
Somebody tell Vlad the reason he can't get on there with Aiden Ross is because he used the kid to kill people. We don't want to talk about me playing no character online. Boosie used the kid. Remember Marlo Mike? Now let's talk about Marlo Mike. Or do you and Boosie want to fight? Do you and Boosie want to fight, Vlad? Because I whoop both your hoe. I think Boosie a hoe anyway, and I think you a hoe too, Vlad. I bet y'all don't want to fight. Listen, Vlad. We don't want Boosie on Aiden Ross. Yeah, we don't want the diabetic freak on Aiden Ross. And plus, he's a killer. He used kids to kill people. That's why we don't want Boosie on there, okay? Aiden Ross is a kid-friendly channel. Boosie used the kid to kill people. Remember that, Vlad? And plus, he get that white shit. He get that white shit. Yeah, no. So, Vlad, man, you shut your bitch ass up, Vlad. You just mad. We got Pimpin' Ken over there and everything. Say, listen, Vladimir. Fuck little Boosie. Hoe ass. Yeah, Boosie a hoe anyway. Vlad and you is too, bitch. Yeah, I bet Boosie don't want to fight.
Vlad is a businessman first. He understands exactly what kind of numbers a Charleston White interview generates right now, in this specific moment, when the first topic of conversation will inevitably be the Boosie situation. That's not a coincidence. That's a calculated content decision. And of course, Charleston White isn't going to come out and acknowledge that openly. This is his livelihood. You don't publicly undermine your own opportunities. So playing it neutral is exactly what makes sense for him, even if everyone watching can see the full picture. Because think about what the first question in that interview is almost certainly going to be. Vlad is going to ask Charleston how he feels about Boosie walking away from the platform over a pay dispute, and that exchange is going to generate massive traffic. What Vlad is doing here sends a message that goes beyond business strategy. This is personal. Bringing on the one person Boosie specifically asked him to keep off the platform right after their falling out is the content world equivalent of ending a relationship and immediately getting close with the one person your ex told you to stay away from. It doesn't just say the business relationship is over, it says the personal one is too. And it suggests Charleston White was somewhere in the back of Vlad's mind, even while he and Boosie were still working together. Now, it's worth leaving some room here. Maybe Charleston did reach out privately and address those comments about Vlad's family. We've seen Vlad reconcile with people he previously said would never appear on his platform again. It's happened before, and it could be happening here. But the timing is what it is, and the two words, perfect time, are doing a lot of heavy lifting in that text message. Let's see how this unfolds. And more importantly, let's watch how Boosie responds when he sees this.